It's serious business today. Why? Because I am in my pink shirt. But I want to tell you 5 reasons why lazy people get promoted and advance quicker than people who are seemingly hardworking. My name is Lorraine, and if you haven't done so already, why not make this relationship official by hitting that subscribe button as well as the like button. So you know what? I want to start off in praise of laziness. And you know, for those people who truly know me, they'll just roll their eyes. Like my family will be like, Lorraine, you're one of the most hardworking people. Why would you praise laziness? It's because people don't really understand what hard work is. I'm from Zimbabwe and I speak a language called Shona, and we have a saying that, you know, we say a lot, and it says kumanya hakusi kushika, which means running is not arriving. People confuse hard work with actually getting results. Hard work and productivity are 2 different things. And when you don't understand this in your career, you will work so hard, bend yourself into the ground because you're confusing hard work with productivity. So I know for me, I put in the hours and I put in the work, but I'm very intentional with the work that I'm putting in, and I'm very intentional with the hours that I put in. So much so that things that I know are not bringing me value compared to my time, I tend to just give away those things, not do them all together, or choose to exchange value for money by delegating them to somebody else. So I really want to start off with that praise of laziness, that just because you're cranking in the hours and being vigorous with the amount of work that you're doing does not necessarily mean you're being productive. So this video is not to tell you to stop working or doing the things that you do, not at all. I just really wanted to start off by letting you know the distinction between results and effort. They're 2 different things altogether. That definition ties into the first reason why lazy people advance and get promoted, whilst people who are hardworking are just standing there in the sideline. And that first reason is because lazy people have mastered the art of getting only important things done. They're not trying to get everything done, not at all. By all means, they pride themselves on making sure that not everything is done. As a result, they're probably the last ones to arrive at work and the first ones to leave, and you're like, huh? I've been here 2 hours early and I'm staying 2 hours later after work, yet they seem to be producing results, and still we label these people as lazy. You know, we're like, oh my gosh, Josie is so lazy because she has mastered the art of knowing her key performance indicators. I talk a lot about key performance indicators because many women forget this in the pursuit of career growth. We forget that there are metrics by which we are measured. If you have a job that you're going to, the truth is that there are certain results that you're expected to produce from that job. Otherwise, you're not a profitable entity in the company. And I know that this might seem harsh to say, even in my background in the healthcare industry, the aspect of profitability still applies, even though the government is the one that is funding the beds. And, you know, we, like as healthcare professionals, you know, we tend to forget that, oh, actually money, if someone is spending a night in hospital, then money is being spent. And it's within the hospital's best interest to make sure that that money is being spent wisely. So even you in your current job, whatever position you have, what are your key performance indicators? And you know what, if you don't know what those are, I advise you to go watch the video I made about how to get promoted quicker, and I'll link to it in the description, and I'll also link to it above. Definitely go watch it, but know your key performance indicators and concentrate on them. The biggest mistake I see women doing over and over again is they want to do all these things. They want to do everything. You're running, you know, around just taking care of all these things that are not even important. No one even cares that you're doing those tasks. No wonder why you're so busy. No wonder why you're working overtime. And no wonder why you are on the fire route to burnout, because you're doing all those things. Whereas lazy Josie is like, what are my key performance indicators? What do I need to know in order to make my manager and to make my manager happy? What is contributing to business profits, or what really is the most important use of my time? And then she just concentrates on those things, and we might see it as being lazy, but instead there's a lot that we can learn from lazy Josie. The second reason why lazy people tend to advance and get promoted ahead of hardworking people is because they are not afraid of being visible. They are not afraid of being seen. In fact, they speak up, they make important contributions during meetings, they raise their hand up, for presentations, or volunteer to do, the top things that will give them the highest amount of visibility with the lowest amount of effort. They specialize in that. And you go to their LinkedIn profile. I made a video about how to make a great LinkedIn profile last week, because I was talking about the importance of visibility nowadays and how LinkedIn is one of the greatest platforms when it comes to job seekers and advancing in your career, as well as positioning yourself visibly in a way that you're headhunted by your dream job, dream career, or recruiters. And you find that with the lazy Josses, she has invested money in a great LinkedIn profile. She has a professional headshot that makes it look like $1 million. Like, people see her LinkedIn profile, they're like, who is this person? Her hair is professionally done. She's looking amazing. And, she's photoshopped the image to just make it look like this amazing person who's killing it, right? Whereas your LinkedIn profile, you're probably at your friend's wedding, wearing an evening dress with your partner or husband, and then you cut him off, and that's your photo. It does not say professional in any way, or it doesn't say somebody who knows what they're doing or where they're going in any way. And another thing about these lazy Josses is they are not they love visibility so much that even if, let's say, your company has an active LinkedIn profile and they do an event and post about it, lazy Josie will repost it and say, I would love to thank the management, and then they tag the management. Like, they make themselves seen. And visibility is one of the shortest ways to advance. Like, it's one of the most efficient ways to shortcut your advancement in your career and in your life, because then you're making sure important people know you're there. You're not just, just disappearing with the masses. And I know that visibility works well, because even me personally in my career, I have used the art of visibility from day one. I've always been that person that if I'm working in a company, people know that Lorraine works in the company, because I just love being visible, introducing myself confidently and what I do, and I'm not afraid of speaking up as well. And that's why I just did a video on communication, because communication is a great part of being visible. And I think one of the reasons why people hide out in the shadows and they're afraid of being visible is because they're not confident in the way that they communicate. And I just want to pose a question to you right now. Are you visible? So in your workplace, in the work that you do, when you're in a meeting, are you visible? Are you putting your hand up and volunteering for the key things that will make you visible? And what about your LinkedIn profile? Does it make you visible? Does it make you look like someone who knows what they're doing? The third reason why lazy people get promoted and you don't is because they have mastered the game of office politics. Whilst you and I are there, we're not even paying attention to what is happening around us. They have mastered the game of office politics so much, they make themselves indispensable to key management and key decision makers. As a result, they know who is who, have you actually ever taken time to go on your company, what do they call it, tree? I was going to say family tree, but it's not a family tree. It's like the hierarchy of your company, to see who's who and who does what, so that you know who's the person at the top, who makes the key decisions here, whose opinion counts when it comes to me advancing in my career. You need to know those things, right? And you need to understand your office dynamics and politics, because what happens is people who have a grasp of office politics and they know how to be dynamic in terms of influencing people to do certain things is they really show a high level of emotional intelligence, and as a result they position themselves as capable leaders. And that's who you want to be. That is the person you want to become in your team. The fourth reason why lazy people get promoted is because they blow their horn. Like, they do not downplay their achievements at all. Like, they're not afraid of letting people know what they do and what they're good at. They're not over there trying to be all humble and hiding their strength. Like, if they perform well on a certain project and maybe their contribution was only 5%, they take so much credit for that 5%, and they make it known that they put in 5%. Like, they make it known. They amplify what they had to contribute to the team. Whilst hardworking people tend to be very humble, they don't want their achievements to be known, and they just want to put their head down and work harder. Yet they're really doing all this amazing work, but people are not noticing because Lazy Josie is busy really blowing her achievements. She wants everybody to know. And you know what? I love the aspect of humility. I think that humility is a good thing, but I think that sometimes people take humility out of context. Like, they pretend to be humble in situations or scenarios that do not need you to be humble. Or sometimes you just doubt yourself as an individual, and I call that imposter syndrome, where you're like, oh my goodness, I'm a fake. I cannot take credit for this because I'm going to be exposed as a fake. All the achievements I've made have been as a result of luck. It's not because I'm becoming better. It's not because I'm growing. It's not because I've ended. It's not because I deserve it. It's because I'm a fake. And as a result, people, they do not want to accept praises. They do not want to actually really own up when they have made an amazing achievement. And that will not work in your favor. So it's so important that you learn something from Lazy Josie by actually owning up. Like, if you've also made 5% contribution, take pride in that 5% contribution. Let other people know, like, speak up about it. Say, maybe in a meeting you could say, I am so happy about the success of the project last week, and I just learned a lot from the contribution that I made to this project, and I did X, Y, Z. Outline it. Let people know. Don't be afraid of speaking up about your achievements. And I think that as women, this doesn't come naturally to us. And here's a small place to start. Take small compliments. So if someone compliments you on, I just want to thank you because you stood up for Joe today when he was being bashed or when he was going through a tough time. You just say, oh, thank you. Or when someone apologizes to you, instead of just downplaying it, just say, oh, thank you. I appreciate you for apologizing. And same goes with compliments. And as you do that, it becomes more and more natural for you to actually accept praises and receive credit for the amazing work that you do. Before I share with you the last reason why lazy people get promoted and you don't, I just want to ask you an amazing favor. I want you to stop this video right now and just share it with somebody who would benefit from hearing this. And if you haven't done so already, remember to subscribe as well as hit the like button. The last reason why lazy people get promoted is because they have mastered the art of delegation. Here's the thing. If you have the ability to delegate certain tasks and you have the ability to inspire people to actually do those tasks, then that makes you a leader. And advancing has to do with leadership. So you might be a technician in your job, but if you want to move up into a management role or into another leadership position, then you can display that initiative of delegation by actually being able to, give other tasks to people. So here's the mistake that people make. People tend to think that if you're given a project to complete, then that means you're the one who's supposed to complete it. But that is not how workplaces work. Just because you are the one who's been asked to complete a project does not mean that you're the one who has to do all the tasks involved in that project. You can actually inspire your co-workers to take up part of the workload, and that really shows great leadership. So maybe with Lazy Josie, she's really good at making other people feel like they're good at what they do and delegating tasks off her plate. As a result, she can just concentrate on the important things, and hence the label lazy, right? But she is very strategic, and maybe for you, and this is a big red flag I see in people who work hard a lot, is they're like, no one does it better than me. That is the biggest lie. You'll be so surprised to realize that your coworkers are very capable. They're capable more than how you give them credit for. Like, they're very, very capable. If only you could just put your guard down, trust them, and delegate that task off to them. And you might be surprised that delegation in your team might be one of the best things you do for yourself, because now you can free up your plate to truly, truly concentrate on only the things that really need to be done. I'm curious, would you call yourself a lazy person? Or B, would you call yourself a hard worker who is smart? Or would you call yourself the hardworking person who doesn't have a strategy and as a result has been in the same place for the past few years? I'd love to know in the comments. Again, my name is Lorraine Dzeka. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.